Andrew,
What's going on,
dude, I'm okay. I mean, I feel like I'm way more okay, even though I might not be. I might have pink eye, but that's besides the point. You have a flood happening at the moment.
dude? I've got a cold. I've got children with colds. I've got
We got a cat.
a mother of my children who is now got a scratchy throat as well. I've got the cat that's just, dude,
You got a cat, bro. That is the top at the
leaky,
top of your. We got to figure
kitchen
this cat
pipes.
problem out.
Leaky kitchen pipes, but I think it's fixed.
Is it
Oh my
fixed
God.
or is it maintained for now?
No. I replaced the one pipe.
You fixed it?
Yeah, dude, I'm handy.
What kind of pipe was it?
So
Like,
it was coming
explain.
from the the water turn on, turn off. But instead
Okay.
of being like the metal chain one, like the metal sleeved, it
Yeah.
was like an older plastic tube.
What's going on, Brian?
It's really sketch, man.
But you were able to get a hold of that thing and get it handled.
I took it all the way off and replaced it.
So it's not like spewing water as we speak right now.
No.
Okay, good. That was my biggest concern. I'm
I
like, what are
did
we
put
gonna do?
on Emery just in case.
Okay, cool. And you have the Kaku. So worst case scenario, you can fit everybody on there, including the cat. As much as I would love to see the cat get swept away.
That'd be wild.
Just like to actually utilize that. Just like, yeah, come on.
Yeah. So I got something in the mail today. Actually, I got it in the mail yesterday.
I got something too. I already showed everybody Tuesday.
I haven't even
showing
opened
them
these yet.
What?
But our good friend Andrew Mixon from down in Fellsmere sent me some bone shakers.
Bone shakers. Jesus Lord.
Now,
can you bust one open? Do you feel like you're ready to bust one open right now? I kind of want to look at it.
I'll bust it.
Okay, thanks, man.
Busting.
Bust it all the way open.
Oh, it's got the nice ziplock.
Oh, there.
Now,
bone shaker?
Yeah. So let's start with the blade. Oh, my bad.
You're good.
So the blade, can't really see it. I get it.
Nice blade.
Very nice clasp right here. Very high quality.
Nice. Yeah.
Do you notice anything about it?
It's rounded?
No, not the blade.
Like a swim jig.
Do you notice anything about anything in this region?
I can't really see. No, I can't see even worse. What am I supposed to be looking for?
Wait a second. Squeaky.
What the heck?
It's direct connect.
Yeah. It's like on how did they do that?
Well, are you familiar with jackhammer?
Mm-hmm.
Jackhammer is direct connect.
How do they do that? What's the process there?
They have a patent on it.
What's going on, Ryan?
They have a patent.
What's going on, Miss Anna?
But let me pull up Andrew's website.
Yeah, show him some love, man. Show him some love. Now, what else does he have? What else does he make?
MidwatersBaitCo.com. Let's see here. Share screen.
The gold one. You have a gold one? Like a black and gold one?
No.
What color was that?
It's like I forget what it's called, but I mean, it's like a baby bass almost. It's white on the bottom, green on the top with black. And
I like that gold blade, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So.
All right, what's this all about? Show me this.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it, man. It's clean, man.
This is a logo artwork by Eric Estrada.
Clean.
Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Pretty clean. Yeah, Estrada's got some clean art, man.
He's got Bone Shaker. He's got Brand X Lure Works, mullet heads, jig heads. I got a couple of those too. And he's got
this is all Andrew?
Huh?
This is all him?
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. I had no idea.
What?
Are those flicker tails in stock?
Devil tail?
No, the flicker tail. That little.
Oh, these?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
All right. I know what I'm buying tonight.
Go check them out.
Palmetto bug looks pretty cool.
Let me pull this up though, because I want to talk about this. Let me see here.
Mr. Watley, what's going on? Another awesome lure maker.
Yeah, so he's got multiple patents pending on this
design.
Now, the direct connect is the issue that Z-Man basically shuts people down for, right? Because that's Evergreen's thing, that's their thing.
That's what they do, yeah.
And but there's verbiage in there that Andrew's lawyers are ready to go to bat. It's a verbiage thing, because according to Z-Man, you connect to the head, but what is the head? It's not the eye of the hook.
Not the eye of the hook. Ah, interesting.
No, so
if there's a will, there's a way, and that looks pretty fire, dude. I'm curious to see how that performs for you, man.
And then we got an awesome guest.
Yeah,
Captain Jim Ross. I see him in the back room. He's let his dogs in.
Yep. And dude, you know, I just rewatched our last. Oh my goodness, that one looks pretty sexy, dude.
Yeah, dude. So this is a half ounce. This is a 3/8.
I'd probably go half, but
I just a lot of small ponds, so you know.
Yeah, the 3/8 are kind of nice.
No, I'm excited about that.
Dude, I was rewatching our last live with Captain Jim, and the knowledge gained in that was incredible. The birds, remember the birds?
Yeah, he was talking about crazy stuff about dead birds and
the birds. You can catch fish with coconut flip flops. Dude, just everything. I just rewatched it, and it was I just got sucked in again. So let's get sucked in again here after this powerful commercial and see what's going on with Captain Jim Ross.
Things you let me see.
I love when that bass jumps.
I like it all.
Oh man,
it gets me pumped, man.
Mr. Jim Ross, Captain Jim Ross, how are you doing tonight?
Fantastic. How are you doing tonight, Andrew?
You see it. A day in the life of Andrew's never a walk in the park. But I'm not complaining. I'm very grateful for the life I have. So
I just caught the nose strip again, dude. I don't know if it was the lighting or anything. I didn't realize.
I got clear. So the last show I had a tan one on. I couldn't find the clear. Now I've got clear, and I'm able to breathe. So I'm happy.
Yeah. And disguise it. So good job.
Well, that's right. Thanks for pointing it out. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah. So Jim, tell us what's been going on, man. What you been up to?
Wow, I just got back from Alamorada. I was down there for a couple of weeks, a little vacation, quote unquote, pre-fishing, and then ran some of my real good regular customers down there that typically kind of join in every year, and just had a fantastic time. I mean, we caught snapper, we caught yellowtails, mangroves, caught permit, we caught bonefish, sharks, tarpon. I mean, just snook, everything you can imagine.
Keys has to offer, right?
Yeah, it was just one of those, you know, it was like, okay, what are we going to do today? And it really reminds me of the way that the Indian River and the Mesquite Lagoon used to be. And I'm hoping they get back to that one day. But, you know, there's a lot of problems with our lagoon system, you know, lack of grass, lack of habitat. And so the fish, you know, people go out, especially people that have just moved here in the last 4 or 5 years, they go out and they try to fish and they're like, well, man, I can't catch anything but catfish. And I guess the Keys did suffer, you know, they've suffered quite a bit over the years, but they're on the rebound. And I see our lagoon system starting to rebound now. And so it gives me hope, having grown up on this lagoon system and seen it for, you know, almost 50 years. I'm 55 now, but I, you know, kind of started really paying attention and playing around in the lagoon when I was about 6 or 7 years old, when I used to spend summers at my grandmother's house. And compared to what it used to be, I don't know if we'll ever get back to that, but compared to what it has been, it's already better and it's continuing to get better. And so those are encouraging things. But, you know, going back to the fishing that we have here, there's very, very specific things that people need to realize that have happened to this lagoon system, and you can't just go out and throw a lure and expect to catch fish anymore. That's just not how it works. At one point in time, that's all it took. You could stop at any bank, any shoreline, any bridge, any dock, and throw something out, whether it be a little spoon or a paddle tail or whatever it happened to be.
Some of these yummy morsels.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just catch fish after fish. And now there are focal points, and those focal points are very, very pronounced if you know what you're looking for. And so I would say to a person who's coming to the Indian River, Banana River, Mosquito Lagoon complex, the inshore complex that we have, I would say that the first thing that you need to do before you ever cast a line is find bait fish. And that sounds kind of simple, but it's easier said than it is done.
Not when you're looking for bait, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking to find where the bait is. And then once you find bait in areas, then you have to kind of isolate on those areas. This time of the year, you're going to find that there are big mullet and fingerling mullet sort of in the same areas. And you can catch a couple of fish around them. But here's the thing that I focus on right now when I'm going out with my charters. I look for other types of bait as well. I look for silver perch, schools of silver perch cruising along the bottom. I look for, and that's in the Banana River, Indian River, I look for silver sides. I look for small ballyhoo, juvenile ballyhoo, or needlefish, glass minnows, and mahara. And if you can find a place that has 2 or 3 kinds of baits, as opposed to just one, you're going to do better. If you can find one that has 5 or 6 types of baits, you're going to do really good. No kill over there. Calm down.
It's okay.
Our
We've had babies crying.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. We've had all kind of noise in these shows.
Basically, when you go out on the water, don't be satisfied because you found mullet. Don't be satisfied because you found, pilchards maybe. Find an area that has a bunch of different kinds of bait in it, and that's where you're going to find your fish. They're so focused on multiple bait types. It's incredible right now. Now, how do you do that? You go up up the river, you go down the river, you go to the east bank, you go to the west bank. Where do you go? Well, you have to start eliminating unproductive water. So the first thing you need to do is just start buzzing. Just start running down the river until you see something that looks like bait fish. A lot of the areas that we have manatee zones, so you can't run too close to the shorelines in some cases. But one of the things that you can look for, and it's a sign, and we talked about birds in the past. You find heron, and you find blue heron and white heron and egrets on a shoreline. Stop.
They're there for a reason.
They're not there just to be there. They're there for a reason. Stop and look at that area. And the more, seagulls, I don't pay attention to that much. Pelicans, a little bit, not as much as I do when I'm offshore, though.
I was going to say probably more so offshore for the pelicans.
Yeah. Herons are they're your key indicator, and the more that you find in an area and egrets, the better off you're going to be. So, as an example, when I'm fishing up in the Mosquito Lagoon, let's say that I'm fishing. Let's just say that I'm fishing on Gallinipper up just a little north of Eddy Creek. That's something that's very, very easy for somebody to find on a chart. If I've got birds working along that shoreline, then I know I need to stop and check it. If I don't see any birds there, I just keep running. Whether I'm going north or south, maybe I'll run down into Max Hoke Creek behind Pelican Island. Maybe I'll run over to the Whale Tail. Maybe I'll run, if I'm running north, I'll run up into Turtle Pen or even around to Cucumber. But once I find heron, then I start looking. But they're not always the true indicator of what's going on. This time of the year, when the weather is really hot, there's a couple of things that I've found that are pretty interesting. And birds are usually going to be around where there's bait fish. There's no doubt about that. But what you really need to look for is hard structure. And if you can put birds with hard structure, now you're doing something. You're going to find fish around that. And by hard structure, I mean rocky areas, little rocky outcroppings, limestone ridges, overhanging dead mangrove trees that are out in the water, dead and laid over along a rocky shoreline. And so a lot of the time, people will overlook spoil islands. And spoil islands right now are money. You will find fish around the spoil islands. And the reason is they're out in open water. They've got plenty of oxygen because when the afternoon breezes kick up, they've got normally good wave action along them. They're out around some deeper part of the estuary in many cases. The spoil island itself is relatively shallow, but the areas around it, the deeper water, are cooler and hold more oxygen. So the fish can transition up and then they can transition back off of it if they need to. If it's really hot and there's some overhanging branches and that sort of thing, they'll get up under those branches. But it's putting all of these little things together: oxygen, bait fish, birds are your indicator. They're kind of your sign going, hey, take a look in this area right here. That's your little flashing sign saying, this is a good area to check. But there's a lot of good stuff right now. I was fishing along a piece of shoreline in the Banana River the other day, and I hadn't fished on that piece of water. Wow, it's been probably 2 years since I fished this little half-mile stretch. But I was running along from spot A to spot B, and I looked over and I saw what, looked like birds. And I said, hey, I'm going to pull in there and check it out. I got in there, and all of those things that had happened. We had glass minnows, we had silver sides, we had finger mullet, we had full-size mullet, we had mahara, I had silver perch on the bottom. There were mangrove snapper cruising up and down from one little rocky patch to another little rocky patch in between docks and things. And so I tend to run towards natural shorelines to start with, but this was right dead in the middle of suburbia, if you will. It was right on the end of people's docks. And it was like, okay, all the indicators are telling me I need to be here. And I slowed down, went in there, and sure enough, it was the right place to be. We had snook, we had I saw, I don't know, probably 35 or 40 redfish in about an hour and a half.
Holy
and
smokes.
For the Banana River, that's pretty darn good.
That's
really good.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
So just don't overthink it, but don't just think that you're just going to go cast into the water and catch a fish. And I don't care if you're throwing an assassin, I'm wearing an assassin. I don't care if you're throwing an assassin. I don't care if you're throwing, somebody else's bait. There's all these, bait manufacturers on the market. They're like, oh, we make the best thing since sliced bread. This, every fish in the world is going to jump on this. If you just go out and buy yourself one in every color, you're guaranteed
catch them.
We're going to catch a fish, right? And,
not if they're not there, Jim. The fish got to be there, man. Right?
And so focusing in on those very, very, and they're very small areas in many cases, but focusing in on those small areas, that's where you're going to that's how you're going to become a better angler, is by eliminating unproductive water and focusing on the stuff that gives you the best opportunity to catch multiple species of fish.
And that sounds like a really awesome place to start too, especially in the summer. Fishing can get a little tough, especially if you're inshore. The water gets super hot, like you said. So, something I like to run to is always like some docks, right? That shade. Generally, it's a little bit deeper there for them, and generally there's some bait around there. Do you ever run to docks, Jim, or do you ever try to fish docks like that? Or?
My natural, over the years, my natural tendency is to just run to vegetated, unbuilt shoreline. I want a natural shoreline. Right. I don't want a seawall. I want mangrove trees overhanging. I want rocks. I want, something that's a natural edge. But I'm finding more and more, because there's no seagrass, that areas that have rocks, areas that have docks, in particular, if the water quality is good around them and the bait's there, they're holding lots of fish.
Is it? Do you think it's because of the lack of grass? So it's almost like where else can they go type of situation there, or is
That
as sad as that saddens me to say?
a lot
But
of the grass, there's algae and moss and stuff that grows on the rocks.
Mhm.
And that, I think, because there's no grass,
like
that's
the next best thing.
that's one of the places where shrimps and crabs and things are going to hide, is in that moss and those little rocky crevices and areas like that. And so, we have a lot of Calorpa out there, and Calorpa does, create some ground cover,
Mhm.
but it's not grass.
Not grass. Yeah, it's not
produce oxygen.
what it needs to be. Yeah.
Right. It's a poor substitute. It's like having,
Like a steak or like a McChicken. Like
it's an artificial plant, in your yard versus a nice palm tree or something.
yeah.
It looks like a plant, but it's not a
It
plant.
ain't. Yeah.
Calorpa is the same way. It looks like a grass, but
But
it's
it ain't.
just not.
Yeah.
If it was decent, the manatees would be eating the stuff, and
They're not.
of course we know that they're not.
Interesting. Well, it definitely sounds like that's a really good place to start. Like you said, it's not what it used to be. You're not the only person I've been told that by. Justin Menendez fishes it a lot. Same situation there. Andrew, Maggie's out there trying to clean up, making art pieces with all the trash she's finding. So, everybody, take care of where you fish. If you see something, pick it up. I do it all the time. Like I just walk down the ramp sometimes.
Well, and
the snook that you made,
we have.
What'd you say?
Jim? Have you seen the snook that she made?
I got it right here. Hold on. Let me show you this, Jim.
Trash from the lagoon. Wait till you see this.
Oh, it's some piece of art.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful.
And it didn't take long for her to collect all this. Is the sad part.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Right.
it's bottle caps. There's like cell phone
Cases. There's forks.
people's forks, like syringes. Like, but look at all these bottle caps, guys. Like, come on.
Human beings are ridiculous.
Look at this. Look at this, Jim.
Such pigs.
Look at all that. Look at all those forks and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
100% from trash from the lagoon. Even this is like a piece of something. Like,
Yeah.
pretty cool though, right? That's kind of what she does.
I had a friend, elderly gentleman that retired, and he would walk up and down the bank and pick things up, and he would make lures out of them.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
In fact, I know you guys have seen the bottle cap lures.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Little lure, little hook on one end, a swivel on the other.
Yeah.
Little
He
inline spinner or
did
something.
that way before whoever made that popular. He sent me a picture one time of a 26-inch trout that he caught
On a ball cap.
on a lighter, one of those little mini Bic lighters. It was a blue lighter, with the little roll, thumb roll. He somehow put a hook in one end and put some trebles, or a eye on one end and put some trebles out of it. And he took a little bit of glue and sprinkled some glitter on the one side of it to make it look like a
Little bait fish.
a belly or something.
Yeah.
And he caught it was about a 5-pound, 26-inch trout
Jesus.
off of it, just walking along the causeway. And he's done a lot of that sort of thing, just picking up trash and just making lures out of it, or just for the fun of it. And but yeah, there's so many things that we can do to make the lagoon better. There's tons and tons of ways to do it. The two biggest things that we can do are stop fertilizing our grass and stop using herbicides, because those two things are really, really detrimental, especially this time of the year when we've got a lot of heavy rains that wash things off of your grass,
Washing everything
into the lagoon, straight into the lagoon. But there's other things that you can do. I'm talking with a lot of people that are riverfront owners, and they have sandy type bottom, not too mucky, out behind their back of their houses. You can now be part of the Indian River Lagoon Clam Restoration Project. You can be a citizen clam farmer, if you will. by getting in touch with the Indian River Lagoon Clam Restoration Project. Kerry Wiggins actually does that. And so anybody that has direct riverfront access has the potential to put clams out there. And clams are huge water filters,
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have them placed out behind your house at no charge to you. You just call and say, "Hey, I've got bottom. Come put some clams on it."
And they'll manage it all for you?
Well, you go out once in a while and kind of, pick the crown conchs off of it, make sure that it doesn't get the tumbleweed algae, blowing on top of it and suffocating them. But they put them in these grow bags.
Oh, nice.
It's amazing. So anybody that has riverfront access can do that. And
That's
a lot of the canal accesses, they don't live real well there. So there's a lot of people that obviously would like to be involved with it but can't.
Right.
But anybody who's direct riverfront on the Indian Banana Lagoon, or even up into the Oak Hill area in Edgewater, Mesquite Lagoon area, can have these put out right behind their house.
I want to get property just to do that. Like, that sounds amazing.
Right.
What's the name of the organization again, Jim?
It's the Indian River Lagoon Clam Restoration Project. It's in conjunction with the Whitney Laboratories at the University of Florida. Whitney Laboratories took over what used to be marine land, and that's where they're doing their clam grow at. Sweet.
That's an awesome idea. And I think it starts like it blew my mind how big this piece was when we saw it, and initially we didn't realize it. We thought it was going to be like that, and then it's like a 30-inch snook, like built with trash, and she has tons more. Like, there's no shortage of trash.
Unfortunately, it's not necessarily the guys like you or me, or maybe even the guys that are watching, guys and gals that are watching this, this podcast. It's the non-coastal resident that comes over for the day or for the weekend and just doesn't have any respect for it. It kind of leaves things laying around, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot of people that that really care about this and are trying to do a lot for it, and there's one or two that just have no idea or just simply don't care, and those are the people that every one of us are having to clean up after.
Right. But like you said, Jim, I think with everything, I think the good thing now is the awareness is stronger than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And we're making the right steps. I mean, at least we're walking in the right direction finally. I feel like we got a lot more steps to take, but it's happening, man. The clam restoration sounds like an awesome idea.
If we could get everybody who enjoys the lagoon, whether you like to paddleboard on it, whether you like to boat on it, whether you like to fish on it, water ski on it, jet ski on it, if we could get everybody out there, that if we could reach everybody to say, hey, stop the fertilizer, stop the herbicide, and pick up after yourself.
Huge dent.
And if you got an extra 10 or 15 or $30 or $100, send it to the Clam Restoration Project, because that's putting that internal filtration system back in place that was stripped out of here back when the commercial guys back in the 90s basically just
decimated them.
Almost every clam out of the lagoon. So these are things that we can do. You don't have to be legislated into it. You don't have to be mandated into it. You can make this happen yourself. And by simple awareness through the coastal communities, if you see your neighbor putting fertilizer out, go, hey, you know what?
Who cares? Like,
it's okay, but grass has grown for millions of years without fertilizing.
Right.
So
maybe we should get back to that.
You want to help the lagoon system? Stop putting 50-pound sacks of lagoon poison on your yard, and send that $50 to the Clam Restoration Project. There you go.
There you go.
Exactly. Now, I do have a question for you, because when watching our last show, dude, how's the new boat?
The new boat didn't stick around long.
No.
Yeah. The new
what
boat
happened?
The new boat got here, and I was so happy with my 2021 boat that I didn't even want to put any effort into the 2022 boat. What? And I had a good friend that was looking for a boat, and he kept asking and I was like, all right, I'll sell it to you. So I didn't even use the boat. I just sold it.
Oh my gosh. I was so excited to hear the stories.
It's just, I mean,
That's your baby, huh?
It's dialed in. It's perfect. It does exactly everything exactly the way I want it to do it. And so, it's just one of those things. I didn't want to have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah,
And,
I hear you.
and he
Broke,
was
don't
looking,
fix it.
and he was looking for a boat. And so I said, all right, you can have this one.
Nice.
So
Very good.
as much as I was looking forward to getting into it, once I got it, it was like, I don't really want to deal with this right now.
Dude, it's like my truck, man. That thing is a piece of crap right now, but that's my baby, man. I had it for like 11 years, like
Right.
I can't let it go until it lets me go, I guess. But
Oh,
no, I completely understand, Jim, for sure. What about what's coming up? I know we got the mullet run coming up. What, in that September, October area?
Well, before then, I mean, we're in June right now, and we've had
what's going on now? What can people expect?
We've had a lot of dirty water along the shorelines along the coast. The exception to that has been from Sebastian south of Vero. That's been pretty clean down there, and it's had good bait supply. It's had some really good tarpon action in it. The areas to the north were kind of suffering. In the past 2.5, 3 weeks, the tarpon have really started to migrate to the north. The water in particular from the Cape north up to Ponce, really good water quality right now. Wow. Lots of tarpon, lots of bait. The mid-reach, that area between about Melbourne and the tip of Cape Canaveral that's sort of been the problem child. And just this week, that water's starting to clear up and the tarpon are starting to show up. I was out there messing with them today, as a matter of fact. And even though we're a day or so after the full moon, still got some interest. Not as much interest as I would have liked for the number of fish that I saw, but
it's starting to turn pretty good for us.
They're starting to show up in good numbers. They're sight castable. You can actually fly fish these fish. You can sight cast these fish if you want to. When we're fishing them in anywhere from about 10 to about 20 feet of water, but they're coming through in strings. There may be only 4 or 5 fish in the string. Sometimes there's 18 or 20 fish in the string.
Holy crap, that'd be sweet.
When you get calm days like we now have, and the water clarity is getting better, and the fish are getting happy, it's time. It's tarpon time, and June and July are just great tarpon months for us. Then August, things kind of quiet down. There's not a whole lot going on in August, with the exception of some king mackerel. We do get some gigantic king mackerel in the month of August, and in shallow water. 3 of the biggest king mackerel that I've ever caught, 3 of the 10 biggest king mackerel that I've ever caught out of Canaveral, I caught in less than 9 feet of water.
What?
Yeah, slow trolling right outside the surf break. And all 3 of those fish are bigger than 40 pounds. One of them was 47 and a half.
Holy crap.
8, 9 feet of water.
You're telling me those are potentially castable from the beach?
Oh, definitely. They definitely are. Yeah, because
50-pound
in June and July, we typically only have waist-high waves on the beach.
What?
You can wade out, waist to chest deep, and you could very easily catch these fish. Yeah.
That sounds super fun. I'm used to just trolling for them offshore, like nothing that shallow. Holy crap.
So that'll happen in August. And then late August, we'll get the mullet run going north. And people are like, they're always like, the mullet run is going south. They're migrating south for the winter. Well, no. What happens first for about 6 or 7 days is everything just, I don't know why they do, but everything that's south of here decides it needs to go north of here. North of the Canaveral area. And then right around the first week of September, everything turns around and starts swimming back south again. And when that happens, that's magic. Yeah. That is a magical time. That's when we've all seen, the bait fish schools along the beach. We've seen the sharks, the tarpon, the jacks, busting the snook turning cartwheels at the inlets.
Oh yeah.
And so that'll be our September, October time. And then, coming into November and December, a lot of people want to go catch triple tail. And that is my favorite time of the year to catch triple tail. It's really, really good. When the water temperatures drop below 74, 73 degrees and start getting down there between 70 and 72, that's when the triple tail really come on strong. And surprisingly, the last 3 years, we've gotten a late season run of tarpon in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So a lot of people are thinking, well, tarpon is a summer fish.
Yeah.
But we've had some of our best days between Thanksgiving and Christmas along the beach right outside of Canaveral there. So I would suggest, to anybody that if you're interested in doing that kind of thing, keep that in the back of your mind, because when you get a 2, 3, 4 day stretch of good weather in between a cold front, man,
Might find some tarpon, huh?
The tarpon fishing can be incredible. And you still got snook and other
everything, trouts and stuff. Yeah.
No, we missed our opportunity this past year to go out with you for the mullet run, and I'm hard pressed to say that we won't miss it this year.
Yeah. I think I called you and you had COVID again or something. It was
everything happened last year. Like,
yeah, no.
It was
I'm trying to
every
get
other
all
week
that
something
stuff behind me so I can have more fun in the future. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, you've gotten it. I mean, heck, between the 3 and 4 or 5 times, however many times you and the family's had COVID, you ought to be done with that.
See, like, I don't even know that it's always COVID. I don't.
Yeah, right.
I really don't. I don't trust the tests. I just don't. But that's neither here nor there, man. Yeah. Jim, I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for your time, Jim. And I mean, we got your information scrolling down here. So you guys heard, what's happening, when it's happening. If you want to get involved and get out there with Captain Jim, visit the website, book a trip. It's all real time too. So if it's open, it's open. Once you book it, it's closed. Yeah. And you'll get out there with Jim and catch something. He'll teach you.
And if you happen to have a day where I'm already booked up, my son Justin has some, he normally has some time available. So just kind of look at his as an alternate. He does a fantastic job out there too.
Great. Yeah.
He's been just the last couple of trips. He's just been crushing the Kobe out there. So kind of putting me to shame, because I went up to try and do it and all I caught was king mackerel. But
darn it, Jim. Darn it. Just kingfish. No.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Thanks, Jim. We appreciate you, bud. Always dropping the knowledge on us, man. And we're going to get out with you this year. I guarantee you.
I look forward to it, guys. In fact, I can't wait. It's going to be a fun day.
Yes, sir. Take care, Jim. You have a good night, bud.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Jim.
We're going this year, bud.
We have to.
Yeah, we missed them last year.
We have to.
But we were insane last year. Now there's gonna be some more time.
Oh yeah.
We got cameras and stuff now. Like
that we do.
We got all kind of things. Like we're prepared. Dare I say we're damn near prepared a little bit for once. I said a little bit.
Cool news coming up for July, and I'm so I want to talk about everything, but tonight's not the night.
Tonight's not the night. You got plumbing issues. You got a nose strip on. Yeah. I got pink eye possibly. My eyes are burning, dude. I don't know if it's pink eye. Real quick, are you aware of this Sahara dust?
What is Sahara dust?
Unless John Bo Rob was playing me for 30 minutes on the ride to Lake Placid yesterday, there is a something called a Sahara dust that comes around this time of the year. It's a little earlier this year, allegedly. And it's like just a bunch of allergens from like Africa. Of like just like literally like a big dust,
affecting air quality and respiratory. Is that what I got affected with?
Dude, I'm a little stuffy. I feel a little.
It's been nothing but respiratory, which has caused me to start coughing.
I feel a little.
That's why my throat's sore. Like I haven't had a fever or anything like that.
Dude, I feel a little dusty, man.
Did I get hit by the Saharan dust?
Dude, the Saharan dust done got you, cuz I'm like fighting it, but like it's on me, dude. Like I feel it on me.
Interesting.
But what sparked it is we looked across the lake. I'm like, look at that haze. And he's like, yeah, that's the Sahara dust. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And he laid it out for me, dude. It's just
dude, if you can see the haze, the haze can see you.
Dude, I was flying through the haze. Stay away from the Sahara dust, guys, if you can. Hide your kids, hide your wife, get your air cleaners out. Damn. Speaking of that, I got to clean my filter in my house. Sorry, babe. I love you. I'll get it done this week. I promise.
Dude.
That's right.
I'm mind blown.
See, Tim knows, bro. Get with the program. Apparently, only the legends know, because it could have just swamped me. I would have had no idea what was happening.
Is it coming now?
I think I'm in it, dude. It's in Sebring. It's in Highlands County, Florida. The Sahara dust is here.
What?
Watch your wind direction.
Sahara dust. Skies over St. Louis.
I don't know about all that. I don't live there. I just got to worry about this.
It's in Texas. It's in Austin.
I was in the desert earlier fishing. Dude, you thought you were in a desert because you were out there when the real feel was 112. You dummy.
Oh, God.
Guess when he started fishing?
12 o'clock.
8:30 a.m.
Oh my God. You don't even
Yeah,
get
I'm like, dude, you should stop fishing at that time. Like, you need to be up at like 5. Get you a little frog bite, a little spook bite right now. Spook bite, guys, pretty awesome right now.
no water.
No, he probably just slammed the 5-hour. I know, Matt. He probably slammed the 5-hour, smoked a cig, and then headed out with not a single bottle of water.
Unreal.
Ernest Jelena style, the
Unreal.
waterless goon. But listen, bud, go ahead, handle your flood. Say hi
Yeah.
to the cat for me. The cat's kind of growing on me.
The cat's not grown on Allison. The cat beats up my dog.
Yes, that's right, Allison.
The cat beats up the dog, and
Team
Allison,
no cat.
Allison loves her dog, but can't stand her dog, but has her dog's back. It's
Team
the
no
most
cat.
it's the most like middle school, high school drama thing going on between the cat, the dog, and Allison right now. And Emery. Emery's a fan of the cat, but she's also a fan of the dog, but she likes the cat just a little bit more.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send your family like 10 Team No Cat hats. And then one live. I want whoever's on Team No Cat, because Joe's on Team No Cat.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Team No Cat. Still, hashtag Team
I'm,
No Cat.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You get that kitten.
No, man. I can't handle a cat.
Bro, I'm telling you right
Team
now.
No Cat.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you get it young enough and you can attach to it, this one is awesome. I don't care what anybody says.
I want a sugar glider.
No, you don't. You're gonna be walking to the kitchen in the middle of the night, and out of nowhere you're gonna get hit in the face because they see you. They see you at night.
They're like the Saharan dust. I'll call it Sahara.
Oh, God.
All right. On that note, guys,
Yeah.
we're out. We do have some big news coming for July. Really big news. Really cool stuff, actually. There's going to be NextFish stuff coming. I know you guys been asking for it. Just hang tight. Hang tight.
But you're all gonna have to wait till at least this Tuesday to hear some of it, and then probably the following Tuesday after that to hear more of it.
Yeah, but we'll leak a little more this Tuesday and have some really weird, funny, awkward videos as well. So on that note, if you want to go fishing, Jim Ross told you what he's catching, when he's catching it. Book a trip. This guy's the truth, guys. He is the truth. He books fast, but it's because it's the legend, bro. Jim Ross.
He's taught a lot of the guides that are out there today.
And think about, you know what else he can do? Last show he was 119 years old. He's only 55 now. 9 months ago. Boom. Jim Ross, magician. We're out, guys. Peace.